If you are preparing for interview, Leetcode is a website where you can do your interview preparation. They have a sets of questions of different difficulty levels. You can test your coding skills there. So how to solve on Leetcode? Let's see. This is the Leetcode website. So we will go to the explore section. What are the options here? So there are Google interview questions, there is recursion, machine learning, top interview questions, and other. Today we will take a look at the easy collection of top interview questions. I have already completed 33%. So on the left side you can see the data structure that you are going to solve. It has questions on arrays, strings, linked lists, trees, sorting and searching, dynamic programming, design, math, and others. Also shows the question that you have completed, partially completed, or not completed. Let's click on array, and so these three questions I have completed. This one I haven't completed, so I haven't started. So let's take a look at this question. The question says that given integers, find if the array contains any duplicate. The function should return true if the value appears at least twice in the array, and it should return false if the array is distinct. So first example, 1 2 3 1. Here 1 is repeated, that's why the output is true, because it contains duplicate. In the example 2, all elements are distinct, so the answer is false. Here you can see the elements are repeated, that means it's true. So you can select the language of your choice. You can code in C++, Java, Python, Python 3, C, C Sharp, JavaScript, Ruby, Swift, Go, Scala, Kotlin, Rust, PHP. I will go with C++. One thing to note, the method signature will change if you switch the language. Suppose you want to code in Scala. When you click on Scala, the sample code will change. The code body will change because now you have to type in Scala. I will go switch it back to C++. This method is already present, which says that you have to return a bool, and it will take a vector of integer type as input. So what's the approach that we are going to use? Is like, the first way is, the simplest approach is, a naive approach would be like, you start from 1 and check whether 1 is present there or not. Like, you start from 1 and then you go to the next element and compare it with 1, you go to another element, compare it with 1, and you go to another element, compare it with 1. It's like this. You will start, in this case, you will start from here, you will compare to the next element. The question is, if the input is like this, eight, suppose you are comparing first, you will start with 1 and you will compare 1 with 2, 1 with 3, 1 with 4, 1 with 5, and so on. Then you will go to 2, then you will compare with the 2 with the next element, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 8. Then you will start with 3, continue the same approach, and so once you reach at 8, then you will see that you will compare 8 with 9, then 8 with 0, then 8 with 8, and then here you will return true. If you want to code it like this, it is quadratic, and the complexity will be quadratic. And let's code for this approach. We are taking num out of nums, and we are comparing this with the next element, all the next element. If the element is present, then return true directly here. And when we are done, we couldn't find any element, then we will return false. Let's see. Let's test run it on the sample test case. So the sample test case is 1 2 3 1, and my answer is false, where the expected answer was true. Let's see what has happened. Oh, I have to type return here. Let's run the code. Yes. Now I will click on submit. If there is just one element, I have to calculate for that also. So if there is just one element, expected is false, but I have written true because I actually started from the first element, so it will always return true. I have to start from the next element, not from the first element. So I will change the for loop body slightly. Or I can simply copy from here. J++, and I have to start my I from the next element of J. It says compiler num was not declared. Okay, I have to update it to J. It's not num, it's nums. Now let's submit. So the time limit exceeded because there is a two loops, so one for loop is running inside another for loop, so the complexity is like n into n, which is n square. So can we do it in a simple way? Instead of iterating it twice, can we do it in one iteration? Here if you see, the time complexity is n square, but space complexity is constant. We are not using any extra space. Let's look at the other approach. Can we do it in a linear time? So what we will do, we will iterate the element one by one, and when we are iterating the element, we will store the value in a map. Or better, we don't need to check the count, so we will put this value in a set. So the code will be like this. We will iterate to the first element, we will check whether this element is present in the set or not. If not, we will put this element in the set. Then we will move to the next element, we will check whether this element is present in the set or not. If not, we will put this element. So when we reach here, we will check whether this element is present in the set or not, and this was already present in the set, we will return true. So we are iterating the element one by one, and we are checking if this element is present in the set or not. So we will create one set first of integer type. Let's say let's call this set as present. So we will check whether this present whether this number is present in the set or not. If the set is it's not present in the set, then we will reach the end of the set. If number actually yeah, if this will return that if the number is present, it will be the if body, and we will return true. Else what we will do is we will simply put the number that we have currently scanned into the set. Let's run this code and let's submit it. So this has been accepted. If I click on more details, what I see is that there were total 18 test cases. All the 18 test cases have passed. Runtime is 84 milliseconds and memory usage is 16 MB. I have just submitted it. This has been accepted, and some distribution of runtime, and it's the code that I have just submitted. And if you look into the code again, so how it works is like whenever I am iterating the element one by one, I am checking whether the element is present in the set or not. If the element is present, that means that it is a duplicate element, so I am returning true. If the element is not present, I am inserting that element. I am inserting that element in the set and checking, and I am inserting that element in the set, and this I am repeating for all the elements till I find a duplicate one. If I am unable to find a duplicate one, I will reach this line and will simply return false. That's all.